Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for September 16th, Thursday, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. When we all are looking for something, we're looking for peace. Peace seems, I think people think they can find it outside somewhere. But to be at peace is to simply surrender to the most relaxed part of you, because peace is already there, at the very center of each one of our innermost being. Our deepest truth, spiritual essence is always at ease. It knows this is all an eternal game. So it's a choice. Just surrender to it slowly and softly, and just let peace find you, rather than you searching for it. Some of us ask, what is our life's main intention? There are powers inside of us which, if we could discover how to use them, everything that we ever dreamed or imagined would become true. So there are powers inside of you which, if you could discover how to use, everything you ever dreamed or imagined you could become. Orson Swett Martin. So the question is, what is the main intention of your life? Why are you here? You're not here randomly. What do you wish to see manifest for yourself, others, and this entire world? Have you taken time to think about this? Is there anything more important for you to think about? The mind often gets snagged by the thoughts it had yesterday and the day before. So let's plant and water some new seeds here. Where does the greatest garden you wish to grow actually look and feel like? What does it look like? If you don't have a clue, remain very curious about it, and don't give up on your curiosity. Keep dwelling on this question of, what experience do I most want to manifest for myself and others and this entire world? You now have the opportunity to choose which seeds you want to sow and what fruits you'll reap in the near future. Moving energy into form, creating it into reality, or manifesting your life mission can be as simple as daydreaming about what you want, letting it go, and then simply sitting back and allowing it to show up for you to enjoy. The key, though, is about visualizing what you want, feeling that this is something that actually could happen, and truly having a positive emotion with it. Visualizing with a super strong, positive emotion is like asking the universe with great assertiveness for what you want to occur. And remember, whatever you want wants you. Whatever you want wants you. Your desires are energetically magnetized to you based on how you feel about them. When you approach them with excitement, joy, and a deep, trusting, peaceful feeling inside, they will manifest into your life at the speed of light. When you are clear about who you are, what your life's intention is, and are living with total clarity about why you want what you want, the universe goes into hyperdrive, and miraculously magical things can manifest right before your eyes. The highest reward for a person's toll is not what they get for it, but what they become by it. John Ruskin. Here's a very interesting fact for you. The amount of time it takes for you to physically manifest a desire is directly proportional to the length of time you can hold your attention on your intention. The amount of time it takes for you to physically manifest a desire is directly proportional to the length of time you can hold your attention on your intention. So what does this mean? It means if you can hold your attention on seeing and feeling yourself to be successful, happy, loving, and abundant for at least 30 seconds, you'll manifest it twice as fast and easy as if you held that feeling for 15 seconds. It's also good to know that manifesting comes even more easily to those who are patient, persistent, and who are not afraid of letting in the most exquisite levels of pleasure into their bodies. If you can bring your body past its peak state of pleasure, joy, and bliss that it's accustomed to, you will dramatically increase your ability to attract whatever it is you are desiring. Time yourself how long you can joyfully maintain your attention upon your desired intention and see how long you can hold it for. If we did all the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves, Thomas Edison. Imagination and reality are respectively the same to the universe. So imagination, reality are respectively the same to the universe. Each time we imagine something is happening to us, the universe immediately feels it and responds accordingly. If your mind is focused on your worries, concerns, and fears of this world, then guess what? You'll manifest more of the same stuff. So be very aware these days what you are focusing on. When your vibration is peaking, your thoughts can manifest into the physical world instantaneously. It's good to know your mind and how it works intimately. When you can train it to remain focused on the life that makes your heart sing, your entire life will be bellowing out with pure joy. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Bob Marley. To start boosting your manifesting engines, try this little exercise. First, sit in a chair. Take 3 long, deep breaths and relax. Imagine golden light energy entering from the base of your spine and flowing up out the top of your head with each breath you take. Do not try to control this experience. Just relax into it and flow with it. After your 3 breaths, watch your body breathe for you for 5 minutes. Let your breath guide you deeper inside until you find a calm, peaceful feeling in your body. When you're feeling some form of peace, start imagining whatever it is you want to manifest. Now focus mainly on the end result you wish to occur and practice feeling as if already accomplished. Let yourself feel good about this. Notice who it makes you become in your life. Let go of any attachment to how your desired end result will manifest in the physical world. And just breathe trust, patience, and peace into the idea that it is already done. When you have a perpetual single-focused stream of feelings and thoughts flowing into a positive imagined experience, it channels a powerful river of energy into the physical end result. The science of manifesting is super powerful, easy to learn, and very real. It occurs naturally for everyone. And when you are consciously aligned with the technology behind it, then it becomes even more effective for you. We all have that natural gift inside of us right now. Maybe sleeping, yet it can be awakened. And you can literally manifest whatever it is you want in your life. This is all about how we view ourselves. It's all about our trust in ourselves and the universe. We are always looking for something. We want to find the right teacher. But I say that you are the right teacher. The right teacher is where and what you are. Person, place, or thing is not the right teacher. Robert Adams. We can become on our own to enlighten our real selves, not the one that is manifested through this world. Gather all courage and take a jump. Even the dewdrop slipping from a lotus leaf trembles for a moment, tries to hang on a little more, because he can see the ocean. Once he has fallen from the lotus leaf, he is gone. Yes, in a way you will not be, just as a dewdrop dissolves into the ocean. You will be gone. But it is not a loss. You will be oceanic. And all other oceans are limited. The ocean of existence is unlimited ocean. I believe one of the deepest truths is how deeply and intimately we are connected with each other. We are like one grand ocean of energy consciousness that appears to form itself as separate, individuated droplets of ocean water. Upon seeing the totality of our existence, it is blatantly obvious that we are operating under one energy source together. There is one common goal for all mankind. This goal is to merge and to be unified with the one divine God source. We are here to experience our true vastness, totally being the all-loving, ever-present cosmic ocean. It was apparent how clinging to any one thought of individuated separation is where all of humanity's feelings of powerlessness, poverty, and suffering begins and ends. One of the quotes Nisargadatta says is, "Let go of the idea that you are not aware of yourself as the ever-present, changeless, inexpressible reality." What this means is that we are the ones responsible for creating the illusory experience that we are disconnected. And everything is needed and perfect in our world. Even the wonderful illusion of separation is needed so as later we can create an experience of unification. When we accept our deepest illusions, hardest feelings, and most challenging pools of separation consciousness that we are swimming in, we can one day relax and float downstream, merging back into the great ocean. We are always connected with one omnipresent self. We are this single God source that is weaving its ways through everything and everyone. It's just that the mind gets in the way and wants something. It wants to be special, loved, appreciated, and accepted by this world. Most people don't believe this in their heart and thus unknowingly cling to the known, trying to heal, liberate, or enlighten themselves through holding to certain thoughts and ways of thinking about life. When the mind becomes narrowed down any one path for too long, it becomes fixated and tight, like a closed book, and cannot receive the new insights and abundance it could grow into. The most enlightening truth we can handle is the one that greatly increases our power, wisdom, inner peace, and manifesting ability. As we evolve closer to the exotic universal truth of who and what we really are, the universe bestows greater gifts and more beautiful manifestations for us to accept and enjoy. The tricky part is that many of us tend to hold tight onto ideas of the past and future. What we think we know feels comforting, especially when met with the great ocean of unknowns. The most enlightened and highest experience we humans can tap into is one that cannot be captured by the mind. Yet it reveals itself naturally and spontaneously when the mind is truly at rest and ease. Like the feeling we might get from a spontaneous breeze on a hot summer day. If we soften our hearts, quiet our minds, and become deeply receptive, we can relax into it and deeply enjoy it. The head alone is not enough. It is too small of a container to take in the outrageous experience of enlightenment. The greatest experience can only be absorbed with an open heart and soul. When the mind is quiet, something inside us instantly aligns with this infinite spiritual essence that is inside everything and everyone. When we devote our life to quieting the mind and opening our hearts to the divine source, we can feel, see, and know our real self. And what is our real self? It's that part of you who feels deeply, intimately connected with everyone and everything. It is so vast that it also has room for the experience that we are small, powerless, separated beings stuck in small pools of individuated consciousness, yet it is so much more. The real life is omnipresent, vast as the endless oceans, extremely bright, beautiful, and so powerful that it instantly consumes all the other versions we make up of what reality is. A small warning to the beginner on the spiritual path. It can be quite challenging to just choose to step out of your old self and into this experience of being one with the ocean, because everyone around you won't agree or understand what you're going through. We have learned to lean on society for an understanding of who and what we are. Collectively, we humans have spent the past 2,000 plus years attempting to reconnect with this oneness through religion, because we have completely forgotten that we are already permanently connected to the God source. We have spiritual amnesia caused by a societal mind that was buried under the illusion that we are like swine when in truth we are divine. Seeing through this great misunderstanding, we can be liberated from our collective consciousness. We can be free from all suffering, just like how the great masters have done through the ages. This collective awakening is part of the greater plan for our planet's spiritual evolution. As long as this belief in separation is the main way our society operates, we must each rebel against the norm if we are ever to find spiritual freedom. The belief system that we are not one being is the main reason why there is still war, poverty, and environmental destruction on this planet. There still remains a belief that we are disconnected. This belief is always being projected, emanating from everybody's mind around us. What everyone believes you are most likely becomes what you believe is true as well. It's safe to say that every single person you have met in this life has been overly identified with this idea of a separate self, ego, and most likely will fight for upholding the belief in our separation until the very end. It takes a very clear mind, a courageous heart, and a determined soul to break free from the matrix of illusions the society is casting over our eyes. Observe the mind. When thoughts come, ask to whom do these thoughts come to. Always watch, witness, and observe. Do not get caught in thought. Just surrender. Robert Adams. To be free from societal programming, we must choose first to be free from our egos. For our ego is to even exist at all, it must hold firm onto some belief in its separate nature. If it doesn't do this, it will feel very lost, confused, and afraid and eventually give up. The ego must believe that it is a separate somebody rather than an omnipresent nobody. It's been trained to believe it is a drop of water and not the entire ocean as well. The individuated approach to this life has a great payoff of creating a feeling of power, control, and direction in life. Without the ego, we might believe that all our outcomes and manifestations show up because we are the universe, and the universe is making everything happen. Without the ego, we would only have a feeling of love, abundance, true empowerment, and real inner peace in this life. The greatest truth of can find is going to be the one that liberates us from this limited, contracted mind ego. The truth that frees our spirit is the one that brings forth the deepest feeling of joy into the lives of everyone around us. This truth is found from intimately knowing our real self, our permanent, unbounded, infinite spiritual nature, only from exploring what it feels like to be at one with the ocean of life. Can we be free? This exploration is what leads us to find full realization and true liberation in the end. Relax into this idea and feeling that you are separate from the universe right now. Rest deeply in the feeling that you are not at the core of the God source right now. Start with becoming very curious about this idea. Feel into it, what it actually means, until you make friends with it. The goal would be to let yourself completely melt into the feeling of separation and have zero resistance to it. With a little practice, you might discover what it's like to be connected within your experience of separation. The most healing, loving, magical, empowering source in the universe is in everything. So it's also in this experience of separation. The more you can relax into it, the more you open your heart and quiet your mind to find that the experience of deep separation dissolves itself naturally on its own accord. Within the core of separation, we will discover the most profound, powerful, unstoppable, and intimate direct connection to this pure channel of intelligent conscious energy that breathes our very core. So just dive into the deepest root of all your problems, faults, self-criticisms, and personal issues. These are where you feel the most separated and disturbed. Don't wait until it's the right time to do it. Just relax into them every day, whenever and wherever you are. Make it the number one priority of your life to find this loving divine connection that is already here. Trust that it is already here, even if you cannot find it right away. Act as if you are being held like a newborn baby in the most loving, caring mother's arms. By simply resting into this feeling of separation, and you will make amazing progress on your spiritual path in a matter of minutes. You are the Supreme Being, and yet thinking yourself to be separate from it, you strive to become united with it. What is stranger than this, Ramana Maharishi? So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies that we're in, from head to toe, inside and out. It's almost like you're releasing and surrendering all the anxiety, stresses, fears, worries, all of it. Hurried, envies, greed, whatever it may be. You could have carried it from other lifetimes into this one. And what that does is it builds up stress in our organic body, and then it causes issues. So before that happens, we release it. Let it go. Period. No issues. And the only ones that can do that is you. No one can do it other than you. So you identify these things. You know? And then you meet with it without hesitation. it gets to be such a habit that it's absolutely flawless. And you come across fears and you face the fears, and they're sitting on a couch with you across the room, and you just look at that fear and say, okay, so why are you here? And then you look at something else that's stressing you, a worry, anxiety, whatever it may be. And you go, okay, so why are you here? And you'll find that once you start doing this, that you'll move yourself out of the, well, they're there, but I'm not going to pay attention to them. They'll go away on their own. And they don't. And they just keep coming back and coming back. So it's when you face them with gentleness, kindness, and generosity and humbleness and deep gratitude, they'll be gone. Like poof. And then you get into the habit and the practice. And whenever that comes over you, you'll know exactly what to do. And the body then relaxes. And the relaxation, again, it could be a boat on a lake with placid water. I mean, it's no waves, completely glass. And you could just be floating early in the morning. Sun's just coming up, splashing off of the birch trees that's surrounding the lake. And there's just a kind of a little tiny bit of a breeze, and the mist on the lake is dissipating. The sun burns it off as it rises, and there's no sound, and you're completely relaxed, and you're just lying there, and you're not thinking about anything because you have left the mind and ego. You've stilled them by leaving them alone. And have you ever noticed that all of us, I believe, have experienced this more than once in this life? And there's no chatter, there's no tens of millions of thoughts running by. There's nothing. It's like you're just in total silence, complete relaxation, and you don't even care to move. And you're just drinking it in with not a care in the world. This is how we can literally train the ego mind, master them to eventual reality of their extinction. They will leave. So when the body is in this super relaxed state, you're in the now. You can only be in the now. And as you focus on your breath, the breath is the now. There's no such thing as a breath yesterday or a breath tomorrow. Only in the now. And by focusing on this is where we keep ourselves in the now. The breath sustains the body that houses the kingdom of God or the soul or pure consciousness. And the soul gives the body the power in order to do that. Now, some of us, these thoughts come by. You're right in the now, focused on the moment to moment. And we have tens of millions of these programmed thoughts that they run by all the time, or a super highway with vehicles flashing by all the time. And sometimes we just unconsciously grab onto one of those thoughts, which aren't ours, and float off with it. Now, here's where it's really important to be gentle, kind, generous and humble, and then the highest of deepest gratitude with oneself. And you say, well, okay, so I'm floating off, not a big deal. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And after a while, it becomes a habit which is really good. you practice it so much that it's just automatic. So, okay, well, that's not my thought, so I don't care to pursue it. A lot of things will open up. To stay in the now. And that's how we do stay in the now. Some of us, however, we all have memories, and we all experience those memories, and we have fun with them, but we don't belabor them. We don't sit there forever with them. We move on. We have a private library in our subconscious mind that has absorbed everything that since you've been in that body. Every thought of everybody around you, every single happening is in that subconscious mind library. This is when you start figuring out how to reprogram it, to put things in there you want to have in there, not things that are just randomly absorbed there that have really no connection with you. So some people, though, will go in the past, and the past is dead. It's now moments that are now over. They're gone. You extract experience in some areas, and you store those in the library of your subconscious mind. That's pretty much it. But some people will sit there a long time, and I don't think it's really conscious, but they end up bringing the past into the future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say, doesn't matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, others of us go in future. Now, the future doesn't exist because we're creating the future in the now. So we wander. And we ask ourselves, when is this going to happen? When's that going to happen? When am I going to have this? When are things going to get better for me? When am I going to have enough money? When am I going to be healthy enough? When am I going to be happy? And you look at, you have three stones, right? You have one on the left, one on the right, one in the center. One in the center is the now. One on the left is the past. One on the right is future. A lot of people just ignore the center stone. And that's the center path. That's the middle path. It keeps you focused on the now. Because eventually, no matter what, we will all end up on the middle path. So we also know that the soul, the God, the pure consciousness, that enters the body, powers the body, is the heaven. And the body is the earth. And those of us who are consciously aware, the parts of us that are, to a certain extent, know that every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. We also are shining our light, 360 degrees, 24/7, and that is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're flooding everything, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. All of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep, non-stop. Now, we also know that when we look at the body that we're in, and we say, okay, so we have these 7 colored wheels of light from the tailbone to the top of the head. And what are they? Well, some people call them chakras, energy vortexes, wheels of light, flowers of light. And they're etherical, spiritual, like the God in the body is. So this is where we as the God flow, through these chakras. We flow through the body, nonstop, constantly. So therefore, you will be amazed once you connect with the God that you are, how much you do know about that body. everything, all the organs, every bit, even down to the quark and quantum realm, all your emotions, all the key areas, everything. That's where we flow. That's what gives this body life. And we've been doing it forever. It's just that we have the illusion of being separate from the gods that we are. So if you were to go out in outer space and to view this planet, you would notice that it glowed. You would notice it was so bright that nothing in the universe could be compared to it. That's how bright we are. Now, we also know that parts of us, parts of the gods that we are asleep. They're totally asleep. A bucket of ice water and a slap on the face will not wake them up. Although they are with us, they do not participate. Then there's parts of us that are consciously aware and awake to a certain extent. And these are the parts that we reach out to in this meditation. All the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And these light energy beings come in gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this entire universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes. And they're carrying the parts of them that are parts of us all that are asleep, and then those that are awake. That includes the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Ba, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. And also all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All the off-worlders, galactic, celestials. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All things, everything, everywhere. Now, the off-worlders, celestials, and galactics, we're only familiar with just a fraction. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day, and trillions throughout the universes every day. And the ones that we're kind of familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. All of the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we interact with them a lot. A lot of the times we don't know it. We have kind of a feeling. Other times we're spot on where we'll say, that was an angel. There's no other explanation for that. So every time we recognize that we have had an encounter or interaction with an angel, we experience a little bit of bliss. Now, they have the same message that they send us. They do it in just countless ways. But to clarify it, it comes down to this message. Isn't it magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? That is bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. And all you got to do is ask them, and they'll be there. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And all of us gathered, all the parts of us that are consciously aware, we're in full compassion, arm in arm, hand in hand, non-negativity, non-ego, non-judgment, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This circle of light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns even to come close to it. And this light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And it's flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Everything, head to toe, inside and out, non-stop, eternally. And you can feel this in the heart-mind. You can see it in the heart-mind's motion picture. It is always. We begin to ascend above the planet, and as we do, we're immediately met with a massive ocean of glitter. It reflects everywhere. It's like this massive ballroom globe with mirrors, except this is beyond the beyond the beyond. And it's just reflecting trillions and trillions and trillions of multicolored light everywhere. It's all you see. So we focus on the reflective points, and we come to them and we notice that they are little tiny microscopic mirrors etched. And we go into them and we discover that all of us always are teaching and learning with each other. We're either teaching or learning or teaching, or both. And we're always learning something from each other. Always. Never ending. Always. Someone walks into your life for 5 minutes. They're either teaching or learning or both. And when you look at someone who comes into your life, or you theirs, instead of viewing the surface, you're asking yourself, what are they teaching me? What am I learning? What am I teaching them? What are they learning? we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet blue flaming purple light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside out, 24/7, eternally, we're imbued with the white fire armor. It is impenetrable. It emanates from the God force, love, light energy within each and every one of us. There's nothing like armor you would see on this planet or experience. It's way beyond that. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Nothing can manipulate it, deplete it, extract it, penetrate it, or harm it. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through anger, fear, greed, hatred, manipulation, envy, hurriedness, stress, fear, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first one is the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Immediately following is the violet ray, this column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Then we're met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the sun sets, the sun rises, the rain, the rainbow, the clouds, the sky, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forest, the soils, the animals. We are everything. Everything is us. The God's within us. So the next time you see or view a sunset or a sunrise, a rainbow, an ocean front, starry lit night sky, it is you. It is the God within you. You're the beauty. You're the divinity, the divineness, the majesty. You're everything. Everything is you. We always have been. We always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Divine perfection. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step out of our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. We're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Because we can. We come in immediate contact with this massive crystal light tower, which we built, created. This tower is larger than the solar system. In the center is this massive oblong sphere. The center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous multicolored lights, and it's all sending out like this sparkling mist of energy that just absorbs into us, through us, above us, below us, nonstop. And the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the deepest, purest, eternal love. And then comes gratitude and peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, well-being, great wealth, great abundance, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, great abundance. It's endless. And then we discover that it is us. It is a reflection of the God within us all. At the top, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, 360 degrees, as it's doing right now. And this golden ocean is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest eternal love. And it's flooding this planet nonstop. Everything, all life, highest supreme value in the universe. You can feel the vibrational frequencies as they continue to ascend. It's very apparent. Now, we're all drops of this golden ocean, and we hold the essence of this golden ocean. Drops of the golden ocean of the drops. And the only illusion is separation. We then see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 3.5 years ago. It holds almost 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, day after day. The highest of the highest high intentions of complete liberation of this planet and all life on it, in it, above it, and below it. Into the higher and the higher, higher frequencies of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify. And this is why it continues to expand. You are the Supreme Being. And yet, thinking yourself to be separate from it, you strive to become united with it. I'll join you in the meditation, return to close us out. take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Is knowledge about esoteric subjects such as chakras, collective unconsciousness, energy fields, really helpful along the way or not? Or will whatever is needed come to me through experience in its own time? Anything that is needed will come of its own accord in its own time. All this so-called esoteric knowledge about chakras, energy fields, kundalini, and astral bodies is dangerous as knowledge. As an experience, it is a totally different thing. Don't acquire it as knowledge. If it is needed for your spiritual growth, it will come to you in its right time, and then it will be an experience. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will return here Friday, September 17th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. our reverse aging health call.